schedule, something I spoke about with KC, and the fact is they had little turnaround, but they were still able to deal the damage to some of the best teams in the world who had a lot more prep, a lot more time under their belt. Now, they're coming in here with a couple days. And hey, KC with a couple days could be a scary thing. Time to put them to the test on the side of Giant X. Their defense start. We'll see them not really be able to use the, or rather it was KC that chose the defense, wasn't it, Tom?
Yeah.
So that graphic is not right, but that's okay.
Yeah, you know, the HUD's still being transported over from Madrid, so it'll be here soon, don't worry. It's on the fastest delivery possible. Purpo, though, this is what we like to see. Leading that charge, taking that space, and Vitinho, well, his debut has not gone fantastically on the Yoru. Narrate is just holding the line, already managing to reposition. I think a little bit surprised to spot.
There's no way. It's going to be a triple swing on contact.
They don't even need to take the fight. He doesn't actually have time to go and get the spike and plant it, so they're just waiting.
They're going to invest pretty fully.
Ooh.
An opportunity for Redguard presenting itself. Two players sneaking up, but does he check the left? He's seen one close. He tries to retreat, and Martin catches him. Very nice by KC with a double 2 push. It's netted them a lot of value. The pressure's on B for them to hold on, but look at the util and the players on the way.
Yeah, the rotation's already coming in quickly for that defensive side. Of course, something we didn't talk too much about is the fact that we haven't seen much of the Sentinel at all out from Tamazi. For most of the time, he's basically just been playing on other agents. Nice work from Cloud, though. Managing to put this round on his back. For Martin, though, he does still have a rifle. Has something to play with, can try and do a little bit of damage. We can see how safe Giant X are being using that drone late in the round.
I mentioned this is around that KC shouldn't really win, but they've got a chance with Martin now. The positions are good, though, from Giant X. You've got a player tucked up close that has to be cleared, and Cloud.
We are going to be seeing this aggressive push into the site. Giant X taking that space, and not really anybody actually looking to hold on to it.
Yeah, they know what they're up against at this point. They're going to just create that space instead. Vitinho being an annoyance up close at yellow, now just backing out. Having created the space, having found it all, here comes a drone up and over from Magnum, and they're looking to barrel forward on the back of this as a decoy that hasn't quite distracted them or drawn their vision. And as KC close in towards the site, the fight is good for Shin. Narrate and Tamazi stepping up too, and they know exactly where Hoodie is thanks to the last kill, but his util could buy some time. One snakebite already used, but he's just about out of toxins. Now it comes down to a 1v3 fight, not one he's likely to win. He needs to hit these opening shots. He'll find the first, but that's down on their last legs. Big investment from this attacking side now to try to push KC back from this early start. One that they're likely to just run away with, considering the squad and their performance internationally. Not a map they're known for. And with Purpo taking the opening and dropping Martin, he's lucky to get out of there alive.
He knows where he is now. At least. Just about. And it will give the space over in towards the site. Shock Dart. Not going to have the desired result. And at least at this point, not a bad position for Giant X to fight from. Already looking for the trade back. Purple is going to manage to get another. Hoodie with one more. And now Magnum only with a Marshal in hand, and he's being flanked. Redguard, the survivor, is going to get that backstab into that A site. And with two players already deep within A, one waiting to watch the tube, they are about to have a flank that could catch players off.
Yeah, it's the one gap that Giant X have, even as Redguard comes back through mid. But do they check it? Do they even look to their left on the way through? They haven't. They haven't just yet, and they've taken a kill. This is where, presumably, Redguard turns around and finds them, but a little too late to the party. KC have already picked up a wealth of kills, and that advantage will be hard to fight back from. The pit not even reaching all the way onto the spike. This is going to make it incredibly difficult if Purpo goes down for Hoodie to have very much of any impact, especially with a Vandal. Those sprays through the smoke aren't going to go too well. Well, here's a real test for Hoodie. They know where he is now. They've echoed. Well, I thought they did. They're still looking in main. He almost stuck his... Still with some of those ultis to play with, and they've managed to surround these players on A. The door is open. The players are blitzing out. Giant X not winning the engagements to start with, and Redguard's gone down to one of their own snake bites. This is a disaster. They haven't even seen Martin. He's able to pick one up inside the smoke and bail back into main. The attackers are now the defenders, and they're surrounded. This is a terrible round. And the information, you know, it's coming in. Not for long. That rate's gonna fall eventually, but it's still a 4 versus 2.
Yeah, and they have no map control. That's the bigger problem. You are surrounded on all flanks. They're going to have to almost try and fight forward, baiting them in on the plant, but you can see Thomasy waiting deep, and Martin on the corner leaves Vitinho alone, and there's just absolutely nowhere he can go. They might even allow him to get the plant down just so they can get into position to try and clear him from that angle. Fantastic so far, I'll be honest. Definitely some gaps within it. And they're going to go back to this B-site hold. Now, bear in mind, last time out, Cloud absolutely farmed. It's not gone well to start.
Yeah, but they've gotten a lot of space. So they've lost a player, but at what cost? Well, nothing they're able to convert by the looks of it. What was that shot by Martin?
Not going to get any easier.
You don't need Purpo to find those openings, but you need one of Purpo and Vitinho to be hitting. If you're not, you're getting space, but you're losing advantages, and you don't win rounds that way. At least not many teams do. Hunter's Fury used. It's caught one, and the updraft is saved. Purpo, but he's caught. Unlucky for him, but Redgar might be able to retrieve some advantage, but they saw him. They just caught a pixel of him and immediately refocus, push him back, and move towards this mid-rotation. They know that one player's out of pace. That's a 5v3 on the side if they get there quickly enough. And we can see that one player's even in the tube with the Viper's Pit down. They're going to find it hard to fight their way back through. Snakebite in. Toxin's running out. There's one kill for Hoodie, but the immediate re-aggression, it stacks up the advantage for KC. Cloud,
that's too late.
Oh, he's going crazy. He's popped it way late, and even then, in a 1 versus 3, this was always There is nothing better, though, than when you take a round, and you just as you're winning, you hear that old popular, yeah, don't got that anymore, do you? I like Vitinho's clearance. It's good. That's what the dimensional drift is all about.
They're happy to play retake, though. That has been the case so far in this game. They're already going. He's right on the corner already. Pop flash through the timing. Not bad from Vitinho. At least gets rid of Thomasy. But Martin is just looking to try and do this alone. Has support from Magnum. Oh, it's labored. But eventually the second shot from Hoodie is wonderful. Leaving it into a 2v2 scenario. Redgar not going to get anything done. And now it's left onto Cloud. There's no other man you'd want in this sort of scenario, but already being pinged up by the drone. I think it's already going to start being diffused. I don't think that's actually connected. He can't.
In the hands of Purpo, but there's an op in the hands of Martin, and it's a head-to-head battle that Purpo wins.
Yeah, a good start to the round at least, but they're putting that pressure onto Redgar again. He's been having a bit of a rough time. I'm surprised Magnum is still going for this. He is being revealed, and he somehow still kills Redgar. They're literally waiting for him. They're watching as well, just in case there's a second layer to this, and there is. Narrate, he might catch one on the 1B.
Only one, and that's Thomasy. With deep traps as well, he's got to take the fight on them, normal as can be, and the trade is quick for Purpo. Narrate already on backside, though. The pace has caught them off, and he's standing strong, taking every kill, leaving Hoodie alone. 2 orbs away from grabbing a Viper's Pit. Oh, if he had it now, that could turn the tides in his favor. But the spike is down in the open, no wall to work with. He's already got his down. It actually might get him to themselves out of this map, and they're not going to be willing to do that just yet. But Martin's trying to help them out. Quick shot.
I'm not certain, but I wouldn't be too scared to almost bank that maybe Martin might actually have more kills than both the duelists on the other side. Like, he has been on one, and they have been missing Thomasy as well. Oh, the timing of the peak is so good on the trade. 3 players were waiting. 3 of them fall. Redgar, it's worse odds than the first pistol. Do you believe in the 1v4?
The 1v3, no, but the 1v4, Tom, 70 HP on Shin, 74 on Magnum.
So you believe?
No.
Wow, that was toxic. For a second, you almost convinced me to win this, and with the way they've been playing, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. There you go.
You were saying that's a first already, and brave to stick around. If Hoodie can find some value with Vitinho baiting for him, a lot could be done, but he's spotted immediately. Now he's going to get out of there while being revealed. He does actually escape. Cloud gets one from afar, but a very aggressive push leaves them blindsided to Vitinho's attack. Even still, though, he's only good for the 1. Cloud has to do so much more. The damage done to Thomasy, though. 38 HP. Shock dart through. Magnum caught as well. That's it. It's got to be. Thomasy with an outlaw in hand. Only 1 player that's 1 shot to him. Spike still to be planted, and 30 HP himself. Still a shock dart for Cloud. As soon as this is tapped, that Shocky's on the way.
He's trying to work out if there's some better weaponry for him to take.
10 seconds left.
Trying to fake out the sound a little bit. Does manage to land the shot onto Redgar. Puts this into a 1 versus 1. Cloud already looking to wrap back around, but I think Thomasy might have actually figured this one out. Trying to spot where the man on the other side is. That time ticking down, neither player really knowing where the other is, and eventually Cloud will save them once again.
But he's diving in first. You know, crazy to see a player doing this. He swapped over weapons to grab the Vandal. And he'll be dropped down up close. Magnum didn't even bother taking the Outlaw. He's run out with a Classic in hand. Let's hope he's not needed to fight with Narrate down. He may well be. He's finally recovered the Outlaw with a chance to do some damage from afar, but the Spike is isolated on site. Shin's being spotted. Could be spammed from that wall any time now. They need to close in the distance and find some control on this attack side, because right now it looks like everything is playing towards Giant X's cord. And in a second, blink and you miss it. The kills come in. Shin finds 2. And Redgar's alone. The information now finding its way into the hands of KC. And the time is on their side. They'll take the fight. I love the
There's one not weakness, and that's on Purple, who's having a rough day at the office, I'll be honest.
It looks like we just missed Redgar getting tagged up as well. I was thinking maybe it was Decay from something, but a glance at the map sees he's on back B site with a Sheriff in hand, 56 HP. And Vitinho's popping the ulti to try and close some distance, find some information. He'll just get here with the gate crash. Flash was a little shallow, but he's on the site. Just wants to be here for Redgar to fight with him, and he picks up one for his trouble, a second as well. They weren't ready for Vitinho, but he needs to do so much more still. Waiting to see Shin's head, but it never comes. Never crests the horizon instead. Purpo and Hoodie are left to do it all. That rifle still yet to find its mark for Purpo. The wall is up, keeping him out, so Hoodie's isolated in the duel. The dash leaves him still in the open, but Purpo recovers. 1 versus 1. Martin having snuck away, and the time ticking down. No smokes for Purpo, not even that cloud burst to get him on the spike, to get it near half. Instead, he has to win the fight. Bait Martin into open combat. It'll be the tap and the hold thereafter, but Martin's wise to it. He's just playing with the clock, running down the timer. And finding his mark in the end. 13. Moving into the defensive side here on Sunset. They're not going to have control over the pace. That's something KC are definitely going to bring to the table. A quickened pace and a much faster play towards this B site, as the plant should be coming in fairly soon. Nice and comfy.
Spike planted.
This is not going to be the easiest of retake. Attempting to try and close in the backlines as well. Obviously, Hoodie now taking over that Cypher. It seems like that role is going to be split between multiple players. Surprised Vitinho's not the one taking it, if I'm honest. I think Hoodie's breach is one I enjoy, but nonetheless, we'll see how they make this work. This is something that KC almost enjoy, getting into these post-plant scenarios. They now have that KO as well, which is going to add another layer in terms of the utility, and they may not even need
towards B this time, though. KC are
it.
here to test their mid-control with a straight-up blitz, a paranoia, and a dizzy used. So much space claimed, and KC now, they have their way with the A site. Redgar is isolated. If anything, they've turned their back to kill Purpo as well. And where does Redgar go? There's a player in front of him, some behind him, and they're all around, but Redgar got 2. Maybe there's still a chance with a 2v2.
Yeah, there's a possibility. Already able to get extra information. The plant actually somewhat being faked. It looks like they're going to go back towards the B site. This is such an intriguing reset drop because he's cleared the entirety of the A site. Finally, they're going to start their run back to the other side of the map. But now they do have that Thrash online ready. They expect them to be closer, Mitch. They expect them to be much closer.
So yeah, he brings it back. I was gonna say, oh, but it didn't really make it that far around the corner. That's not retrievable. Thrash here, a glorified recon drone. It buys them a little bit of time, but there's a drone on the other side. GX will claim back that space, seeing one, but they didn't see the player close. It was destroyed too quickly. Tomazi has the jump, but he loses the fight, and Narrate's now alone. He's good in these positions. Clutching! On that B side.
But it's the thing is as well, is what are you going to do in terms of utility to delay? Is Redgar going to use his paranoia here in an eco round? No. At least not until they get back into a retake scenario. Cloud at least having a weapon to play with is something. And they're going to try and at least clear out mid. The fact is, though, KC, they're just playing this as a unit. Like, normally you would have a lurker. Normally you'd have a player behind. You don't need it when you've got such a high weaponry advantage.
It will be a question of damage. Even this early, a lot of KC players have low credits, and here comes GX, their chance now to make this costly. Good to start. 2-2 trades and keeping players close for the spike explosion, if it even goes off. In fact, Vitinho's got 3 in just about enough time. Tamazi needs to be quick, getting out of this smoke, and he's hit the diffuser. He might just have won them this. It's close on time.
He has as well. Oh, that's so...
Hey, Vitinho as well. He's not looked too bad. Purpo, though, leading the charge in this one. 2 quick kills, and they're fighting tooth and nail for it, but maybe a little too much overcommitting to the duels, perhaps, until the support comes in. Cloud and Vitinho.
You already have yourself the majority of the players rotating over on the other side of the map to get themselves set up and ready. Now, the Thrash is at least going to clear some of the utility, but actually sending it forward is only going to slow them down. An immediate response off that Rolling Thunder, but the showstopper is going to drop Redgar immediately. The flash through, however, is only going to garner a trade, and now that pushback coming through from the side of Giant X, making things more costly, making things close, as it will just be Tamazi left. A 1 versus 2. As they look to peek this one.
You can't just push up like that every round. Eventually, there's going to be 5 guys staring at you when you make a round.
Look at the jump already. I thought Martin might actually be able to get away with that, as he does get very far forward. Again, they make these rounds look competitive, but the amount of HP they've already lost should make this easy pickings for the rest of Giant X.
It would have to be a crazy round for them to recover. Even with the smoke down, those players aren't going to go barreling through. I'll give you the time that you want to get that spike planted, because they've got the numbers advantage to work with. I do like that they're just sticking together too. Just a blob of defenders. As I see Redgar go back the other way, get a little worried, but he's got the HP on them. And he was only holding it for a moment. 45 seconds.
They should have everything needed for them. Now, being in mid, they will be able to, or they should be able to hear what direction they need to go in. And the main thing for Giant X is that they don't get caught off guard. They don't make a mistake giving up a kill. And for now, at least, they are still sticking together as a unit. The only worry for me is they are moving very slow.
Yeah, the timer's going to be ticked away. There's some weapons to spam with. Narrate, not really. He's on the Vandal. A chance for Shin. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be down to blind luck, essentially. They're willing to gamble this round with the lower HP on spam wins. It's not always going to work out. Defuse underway. Out of bullets. Spray from Shin is good. A few bullets connected.
How much depth a lot of these, like I said, duelist players actually have within. Again, they're going to have themselves a free reign into the site. Now, bear in mind, there was early contact last time out. The afterplant didn't happen. And there was a lot in terms of the retake. They had a Rolling Thunder. Now, there is a Hunter's Fury available for Cloud, which he's going to try and throw through here. But he's actually had to give up on it, or, well, didn't have a choice because of the null command.
Yeah, had to give up on it very literally. Good ult by Magnum, countering it perfectly. Fight in towards spawn. They can't overcommit to this. GX are tucked in some nasty positions. In fact, it was Vitinho I was talking about. He's given it away as 3 look to push forward, but the reposition from Tamazi. You mentioned his Cypher looked good, but this is just him looking good. Fantastic play. And even though he's gone down to 4, he stopped Breach.
In multi-frags once again. Now, this has been one of the major successes. That aggression coming out from Purpo spots nothing but gets them info.
Again, though, that info's worked well when it's an A-site play or a slow B. This time, though, much pacier again. And the paranoia has delayed them entirely. Shin just about snuck away from that bullet. Dodged it. As GX look to wrap back around, that spike still needs to be planted. They want to take advantage of the chaos with quick kills coming in. And Thrash used up. It's actually caught them. Huge with Redgar. I don't know what's happening with that right there. But he's caught Redgar in the end. Bought some time perhaps for Tamazi to come up and find this quick kill, make it more awkward, but he's left in a 1v2. Tamazi to do it all. And the defuse down right underneath his nose. He's going to go for the spams instead, but they're off it. They're willing to run down this clock a little bit. Giant X have quite a battle on their hands, looking for a B main crunch with lots of utility thrown through, but cancelled out. Well placed. Knife coming out of Magnum, but Shin's fallen to the spams. They're running through this util, and they're losing their lives to it. A showstopper used, confirms the round.
Get there. That's what Giant X have been doing well, though. They've been stopping them getting there in the first place.
Well, that's it. Interrupting, disrupting these pushes. Last round it was inside B main. This time it's going to be market they fight for. Magnum quickly claims control. The retake on the backside, though, it's spiked down now under their control. Giant X might have something to work with. They know the purpose here. They know the site is lost. At least they're spotting that as we speak. A costly bit of information. Good blast pack, but the player's too close. Cloud got his double. They've shut down Purpo, leaving it to the 1 versus 1. The sneak around from the right, 45 HP, spotted, trap destroyed, headshot angle! But that's not an accolade that they're looking for. They want to beat them. They want to take that spot in Shanghai, and it's going to be a long road for them. Even in this series, 6-6, pistol round, carry some weight. They can farm up some rounds. It could be good for them, but Redgar off to a poor start. He's dropped off rip, but it looks like they want to fight for spawn here.
Yeah, this might be the wrong call. There's a couple of players waiting. The flash should actually be able to catch. Martini dodges it, but still isn't able to take that fight. Magnum not quite quick enough on the trade. Narrate also looking to push in. He did damage early in the round to Cloud, keeping them low, but this death ball, the swing's coming out. It's not pretty for Magnum, but eventually he gets the job done. Left onto Cloud, dinked at the beginning of the round. Left on 20 to try and find 2. Spike planted, not in a bad position for him, but you can see Magnum already just pre-firing some of the shots. The smoke onto it is going to make things all the more difficult. Needs his kill immediately.
Barring the traps.
This is the classic setup, though. KC absolutely love to play retake on this map, so they are more than happy to give up that space, allow for that plant to come through. The only real danger in this round is going to be Hoodie on the lurks. It's being checked for, but he is so passive that he's not going to be found. The only thing will be if he can hit that timing just right. The thing is, the main problem, that weaponry disadvantage.
They're close range, though. They got the numbers to work with. Cloud has somehow picked 3 with a classic in his hand. This is unbelievable. They shouldn't have had a chance for the coming rounds. A big challenge for KC on their map pick, as their defense is now really under threat. This defense being challenged on the B side. Paranoia is used as they claim control of the site. It hasn't pushed anyone back, though, because Tamazi is playing the retake. Part of the plan from the get-go for Karmine Core. And if they do go for the B main post plan, you've got a showstopper on Martine.
Hunter's Fury used proactively, though. I like the idea. Purpo's been able to catch one as well. They've lost Redgar, but they're not allowing them to get into the retake. This adaptation from mid round from Giant X
as well, it scared them. GX, though, might not be changing direction so much as changing their approach. Fighting for some mid control. Split through market possible here with still the B lurk. I'm expecting that's what they're aiming for. The smoke's on the left side of mid. Not using it more passive like you'd expect to cover their
30 seconds
cross
left.
through. I think that's just trying to keep players in position. And to some extent, it's worked. As soon as they hear that util, the wrap is back around. The players move to the site. Magnum, good for 1. Showstoppers caught another, and this has slowed down the push from GX, but still, the man advantage isn't that far gone, but 12 seconds is the main problem. The plant needs to come through, and it looks like it will, but the blitz right afterwards puts them in. Drone goes up, re-smoked, rolling thunder, time to run. Showstopper searching for a target, but not found it. Martine dies in the end, and Thrash claims a target, but there's no way to capitalize on it. They've got to fall back. Giant X have earned that advantage.
God, this is now problematic for KC. A man down already, but I like the way that they're re-aggressing, trying to take back some control. It is being watched by Redgar, and there's a trip there as well. Giant X instead have just opted to slow right down. The thing is, with the re-aggression from this defense, they could catch them. Hot Flash looking to go over the top, trying to reclaim some space. They had the close angle cleared already by the Gecko utility, and Magnum is now going to clear Redgar, who seemed to be lost.
I think they genuinely didn't notice the trap was broken behind, and the chaos and the noise. I don't know, the flash would have helped that much, but they were definitely unaware. KC, though, unaware of the player towards the backside. Cloud's got the perfect position to pounce. He's found his 1. He won't get much more than that.
It looks like we're going straight back in to what will be this B site take once again. Already, though, set up immediately for a retake. Thomasy has just spammed burst through the smoke and managed to take 2 heads off while he's doing it. Taking over completely. The young man from Portugal.
Take another shot at it. Round disadvantage. Once again, absolutely perfect from a dead Magnum. And now this play through, they're running into Tamazi. They try to deal with him, but they don't know how many more players are waiting. The flash through even catches Hoodie. They know where he is. That flash gave it well away, and Hoodie, well, he'll try his best, at least finding the first. Swinging up close, he doesn't know there's a player in the corner. By the fact that nobody was spotted by the Dizzy. They'll move towards this B side and the side of GX, but look at that. 5 agents have been suppressed, have been detected, and that op is going to be trained on the angle. The smoke up. Well, it'll allow them to still get them when they come through. Of course, the flashes you're expecting to see. Nade going to slice up this attack a little bit. Purpo isolated, spam down. Tamazi takes him in the open. And the camera's getting all the information all the while. They have no idea that they're being spotted. Points dependent. I wouldn't be upset to see them push the international stage.
Oh, hello.
But I don't think they're one of the best out there right now.
Magnum has to be forced off by the drone. Has some counter utility. They definitely know he's there. They know that Narrate is around this position as well. Rotation coming in. This might be the moment to fall back, but actually, Hoodie moving forward. Again, the rotations are quick enough at this stage. Hunter's Fury through. It's going to be dodged, and in the meantime, while it's being utilized, pretty much everyone goes down, leaving this into just one player standing. Cloudy's been their hero a couple of times. He's given them a round that maybe they shouldn't in the past, but to keep them in this series, to keep them in this map, he needs to pull off a miracle. 30 seconds to do it.
30 seconds left.
Well, I think this one's sealed, signed, and perhaps delivered. Cloud, 20 seconds. They are waiting, biding their time, knowing he can't get that spike planted and kill us all in time. And with 12 left, it's a formality as to when and how he goes down.